So you decide you leave DePaul and you go undrafted, but you had teams that were looking at bringing you in as a free agent. You signed with the Warriors.
Signed with the Suns initially for
Suns. Okay, Suns.
a 2-year deal. I went undrafted, put my name in the draft, sat there and watched the whole draft, the 2000 draft.
What was that experience like watching that?
It was humbling, man. It was super humbling experience. It was a roller coaster ride of emotions. You know, first you're anxious, and you getting calls from your agent saying such and such interested. We might get a look here, we might get a look there, and then you see a round going and another guy getting picked, another guy getting picked. So for me, I went like, you know, up, down, up, down. I had a little small group of people at my mom's house. So, you know, we had a little gathering. It was like a draft party. We was ready to, you know, celebrate and I'll be excited. By the time the first round ended, I'm starting to, you know, get upset now. And people hugging me like, you okay? You gonna get drafted? And I just, like, I felt like I was shrinking in the chair, like further and further down as my name didn't get called. So midway through the second round, my agent called me and he said, Phoenix is interested in you. They got a pick. They're going to take a big man, but they want to invite you to the camp.
Okay.
And so that was how that worked out. That came about. I didn't get drafted. I got invited to the Utah Rocky Mountain Review, which was the summer league at that time. It wasn't in Vegas.
Yep.
I went and led the league in scoring over Dirk Nowitzki. Sean Marion was on my team. Steven Jackson was playing in that summer league. And I was the leading scorer out of everybody in that summer league. So coming from that, I signed a 2-year deal, undrafted, which is still unheard of to this day for a kid to get undrafted and sign a 2-year guaranteed deal off of a summer league performance. But that's how my story went, and I happened to sign a 2-year deal with Phoenix. I got traded midway through my first year to Golden State for Vinny Del Negro, who later coached the Bulls. But yeah, it was just a quick stint, you know, 2 years, 180 games. But, you know, coming from where I come from, if you get to play one game in that league, man, you made it, and that's a blessing. So, you know, I was grateful for the 2 years I had. Met a lot of people, man, and got a chance to etch my name in a book that nobody could ever take away from me.
Absolutely.
Being a kid that played in the NBA and coming from the streets. Like everybody knows I came from the alley, like literally like the streets. So, you know, it was a good opportunity, man. And I was blessed to even, you know, say I had an opportunity to play.
So you continue, so you went from DePaul to your NBA career, and then you played for several different leagues and teams. And not a lot of people understand what the experience is like when you go from first off, let me ask you, as an NBA player, what was that experience like? And then in comparison, some of the experiences that you had playing with some of the semi-pro or non-NBA or overseas basketball teams. Kind of what was the contrast between the NBA experience and then some of these other leagues?
Well, for me, I was in awe with the NBA, man. Like, you know, it was a dream. I grew up in Chicago, so those three-peats that MJ and them was on, that was the midst of my prime coming up, you know, 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, 98. You know, that lit the basketball fire. So by the time I got to the NBA in 2000, MJ and Pip was still in the NBA. Pip was on Portland. MJ was on the Wizards. Ewing was on the Sonics. So this was all weird to me growing up as like, I was fans of these rivalries, Chicago, New York, Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
So when I got to the NBA and like, man, I can remember clear as day, I called my dad, first time I'm playing against Jordan in the NBA. I had played against Mike in Chicago plenty times, but the NBA and the arena is different. So I'm literally in the back, like probably the 7th or 8th man, but I know I'm gonna get some time tonight. Bro, I couldn't even really swallow. Like before the game, I'm so dry, I'm so nervous. Like, so I run out there, man. I remember this like yesterday, man. MJ taps me on my butt as I come in and say, man, welcome, man. I'm glad you're here first game, but I'm finna put these buckets on you real quick. So I fouls him the first 2 plays. He got it, man, and I ended up scoring 5 points. MJ had about 18 on our team. But this is 39, 38-year-old Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This wasn't the Mike we grew up on, but I was still in awe. Like being in the NBA, you got to get over the awe factor immediately. Like Shaq, Kobe, David Robinson, some of the people I saw, I sat on my couch and would come home from school and watch these people early. So initially I was a fan looking at these dudes like, man, I'm on the same court with these boys.
Right.
You get over that quick. Soon as Shaq or somebody block your shot to the stands, or somebody let you know, like, man, this ain't for play. We ain't friends out here. But initially, first going, man, I was in awe. I couldn't close my mouth and get my mouth off the ground. I couldn't believe that I had made it. Like I couldn't even stop to breathe. Like, I made it. Like it was just everything was happening so fast, bro. Like those 2 years felt like 2 months, literally. Like dealing with finances and monies you never had, so many off the court issues, family wanting money. You got to pay back agents. You got a credit line where you ain't even got to touch nothing. You just get money and cars and houses for free. And I thought at that time, like, oh, this is sweet. Like, you going to give me some money now? And like, I ain't signed a contract or got a check or nothing. Not knowing as soon as my first check come, all that money getting paid back. The agent getting all his money back. So,
Right.
I grew up real quick, learned a lot of lessons, man. But initially going, I was in awe. I was a fan, just like anybody else. I was a 20-year-old kid in the NBA playing with grown-ups.
And see, here, I've never played in the NBA, but I know how I would react. If I was sitting on the bench and then I know I'm about to go in to play against MJ or Patrick Ewing, my first frame of reference is, okay, what's the cheat code on NBA 2K? What do I do? Do I hit XXO when I get out there to the court? How am I going to handle this?
Bro, I was so worried about just not messing up the play and like trying to do whatever the coach said. I can remember my first game I started was against the Indiana Pacers. Penny Hardaway got hurt. Mario Elie was hurt. Both of those guys were the two guards in front of me. So they wanted this kid named Tony Delk from Kentucky to keep coming off the bench. So they started me. I had to guard Reggie Miller. So they give me a packet on Reggie Miller, even though I consider myself a savant. I know damn well who Reggie Miller is and what he do, right?
Right.
It was this particular play he ran. He had an option to go either way off 2 screens. Both of the guys screening with the Davis boys, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis. So this like running into a brick wall. So I watched this play. Scott Skiles was my coach. He sat me down at film and said, this is the Reggie Miller play. Don't get beat off this play. You get beat off this play, you coming out. So I'm so worried about not getting beat off this play. Reggie Miller doing everything else but that play. He flaring on me. He jab stepping me, V-cutting. Oh, my God, he killed me. He was one of the first people that just scored on me so easy. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I might not be ready. Like going back doubting myself, bro. Like, I might not be ready. And it took somebody who raised me and grew up with me to tell me that you got to get your ass kicked in order to understand what you got to prepare for. You know what I'm saying? So from that day forward, I tried to attack Reggie, Kobe, everybody, even though I was nowhere near the players that there was. It was just a mentality to let them know that, if I'm guarding you, it's going to be hard. And I want you to know that you're going to have to work, man. So, those are some of the lessons I picked up. And it humbled me real quick because even the dudes who wasn't on Reggie Miller level, like, I had problems with them dudes at first. Katino Mobley, Nick Van Exel. I can still remember me thinking I was a really good defender, and those guys was doing whatever they wanted the first time I ever played them. So it was humbling, man, and it lets you know that you need to work on your game and get in the lab. But at the same time, to see yourself on video games and on Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that, like, man, it was all worth it, bro. It was all worth it.